seeking is turned outwards and it says, this is not enough, give me something else, I want something else. If it turns here, you can see that maybe it's tense, maybe it's uncomfortable. But if you give attention to that energy that shows up, it self-transforms. So it's not like the outside has to change for here to be comfortable. It's the inside that needs attention to self-transform, to come back to its natural state. Hello, Sarah.
Hello, hi.
Great to be with you again.
Thank you, yes, and you.
It's been 2 weeks this time, so quite a long time in between meetings.
Yes.
So I'm wondering, did you notice anything interesting or different or anything that you would like to share?
I've been noticing movements in nature, especially the wind touching leaves or touching reeds or grass, and how that makes movement, but there's no mover. And noticing the birds flying. Yeah. And with the birds, it's harder to see there's no mover because maybe the bird's doing it. But with the wind, it's obvious that there's no mover. Yes, I've really been studying nature and studying myself, and I can see at times that I do things and they just happen. You know, I'll be thinking about getting out of bed, but I'll be lying, having a lie down. And then suddenly I'll get out. And I'll think, oh, I suddenly got out. Yeah, so that sort of thing.
Okay, and when you were in nature, did you notice that your thoughts and feelings and sensations are part of the same movement?
Interesting. I've been noticing my emotions a lot. Really moving like waves, crashing, coming and going. And sensations as well, they really seem to come and go. I've been sort of noticing my body in meditation and so on, really focusing on a sensation that might be quite painful, and then it leaves, it's gone. And I didn't choose to do that. I wouldn't know how to do that. Yeah. The thoughts, I'm not sure if they're me or not. But some thoughts I have, actually, I really notice, especially in meditation, but also at other times, are not thoughts that I would have chosen. They just very random thoughts that arise. So again, some of them really don't feel like me. Yeah, so I'm not sure about the thoughts.
Okay, but when you say it doesn't feel like me, is me a feeling?
No, I suppose me is more of an idea. A sort of knowing of an idea, rather than a feeling.
Yeah, because we can say, oh, it feels like Christmas, or it feels like my birthday, or it feels like a holiday. That's a feeling. right? It's something that arises as well. So it feels like me. It's the same like it feels like Christmas.
And yet I've changed over the years, and I've been changing a lot more recently, so I don't even really know what me feels like.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so there can be an idea, it can be a feeling, but the knowing is different. Knowing is clarity.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I know how it feels to know something really clearly. I don't really at the moment have a sense of me in that clear way. I maybe thought I did in the past. I don't know if I did or not, but now it really doesn't feel that I could be very clear about who I am.
Okay, but these are two different questions. Who am I?
Yeah.
And if I ask you, who are you? What are you
What am
right
I?
now? What are you right now?
I'm existing. What am I right now? There are some ideas about how I'm a human, I'm female. What am I right now? I'm here.
Okay,
I'm existing.
that's it. That's it. This is the answer to that question. I'm here. There's something going on. There's knowing of something going on. It's like a space in which everything is happening. It's a space in which experiences are passing by.
Yes, I'm experiencing.
Right. And a simple way to look at this is, you know what silence is. Like in your experience, there's knowing what silence is in respect with sounds.
Yes.
Like there is silence, you know of silence. There are sounds that arise, stay and go.
Yeah.
If something arises, stays and go. And it comes back to silence. And if you remove all these sounds one by one, what's left is more and more silence. And of course, it may be subtle sounds like breathing or heartbeat or tap dropping, like all these things. But you can notice that it's happening in silence. Like silence is prior, the sound is what comes in and out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we take the silence, the stillness, this openness, and if we call it being, then all these experiences, including sounds, including colors and sensations and thoughts and feelings, everything comes and goes in being.
Yes. Yes. That makes sense. That makes sense. So with silence, it's just the sounds that come and go. But with being, it's everything. It's the sensations, it's the thoughts, it's the pictures, it's the the sounds, the smells, everything.
So this being is prior doing, it's prior experiencing, prior everything.
Yes.
This
Yes.
existing, being, knowing.
Yes.
So this question, who am I? What am I? If it finds the answer in the description and identity in some words, it's false.
Yes, because that's just what is perceived, and that can come and go. I could, although I said I'm a human, I suppose I could have some sort of, that's just a category, a label. And I said I was female, but I could have, I could have hormone treatment and an operation, and I could become a male. So, so things can change, labels can change, ideas can change. Yeah.
Right, but that beingness is always here.
Yes. Yes.
And it's here right now.
Definitely here right now. I can definitely know I'm being.
Right.
I know I am here.
Yes. And it's so simple because you see that by noticing, not by achieving, not by getting somewhere, not by doing something, but by bringing attention back to what is always here, what is obviously always here. And here it is.
Yes, it's a kind of, it's not by adding anything to me, it's by taking away everything that stops me from seeing the being.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's rest in this being for a little bit. Like noticing, sinking in, relaxing, letting go of everything that is passing by. Everything's free to be passing by. No need to hold on or to grab or to push or pull. Like this is it. Here we are.
I'm hearing the sounds of the rain on the window and looking at different things around my laptop. Noticing sensation. And noticing that sometimes not pushing or pulling is difficult. That there can be some pulling or pushing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when we sit quietly in this beingness, just being, you can see all the show that is going on in the head. All these programs that are still like, you haven't paid attention to me. I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah.
The whole display comes alive.
Yes. Yeah. There's always something in this being. There's never doesn't feel like there's ever pure silence. Always something pops up. And I'm hearing a bird outside tweeting, and the bird didn't, I suppose, choose to do that. Didn't think, right, now I'm going to start tweeting. That just arose. It's just, yeah, just arose in response, as part of the bird's environment. Yeah.
Yeah, and same with us. Like every word that comes out is like that bird song. It's just something.
Yeah.
Ooh, here we are.
I
Beep, beep.
didn't. Beep, beep. Yes, I didn't choose to hear the bird and then talk about the bird. Wasn't planned in advance.
Yeah, this is a little bit what I meant, that we are part of the same movement. Same movement. It's the bird, beep, beep. The mind goes, oh, bird, beep, beep. I see. So it moves together.
Yes, I see that more clearly now. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Somehow when I was looking at nature, I was seeing it as separate to me a bit more. But yeah, with the example with the bird, I can see how there was this movement to listening to the bird and then talking about the bird without anything being pre-planned. Yeah, I see that more clearly now.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so right here, right now, this beingness or knowing of existing, is that enough? Is it enough? We'll look at this.
Enough for what?
How is the mind responding to this? Yeah. To this that is here? Is it enough for it, or does it want, oh, what's next? Where we're going? What will happen? What I need to do?
Yeah.
Is this enough?
Well, in one sense, that it's all that is and all that has ever been. So how can it not be enough? But there's also a kind of I notice a sort of a tension within myself, as a kind of aversion to just being. In a way, it feels maybe a little scary, or a little odd not to have the control that I thought I had.
Okay, and if you could close your eyes for a little bit. Notice what is here, just as it is, without any push or pull. Whatever is here is okay. And see if you notice any tension in the body. Some thoughts or stories arising that resist this beingness.
Notice sounds. I noticed a sort of peacefulness. Then I noticed a kind of tension in my chest.
Okay, let's look at that tension in your chest. Where in the chest? Where is it? Can you find it? Look at it.
Yes. Yeah, it's just sort of at the top of my rib cage.
Okay, so let's look at what is there. Take a moment to notice it, acknowledge it. It is here. And in your mind, welcome it here. Say to that tension, you're very, very welcome to be here. You're fully allowed. I see you, I acknowledge you, and I honor you. Thank you for coming. And can you ask this question and just see what arises from that energy? Say, and what do you want the most? What is your deepest longing or desire?
Feeling I'm feeling more of the sadness. It's in the tension.
And what does the sadness want?
I think the sadness is a little lost in a way, and kind of wants to feel whole and complete.
Okay. Okay. Well, can you just close your eyes again and tell that sadness, I agree. I agree. Let's come back to wholeness. Let's come back to your natural state, natural form, natural size, whatever feels the most comfortable. Tell it, I invite you to self-adjust and come back to what feels the most natural and most comfortable. And just feel it fully.
And kind of breathing into it, giving it more space.
Yes, give it more space. You can open up.
And it's kind of moving and spreading. And as it does, it's sort of it's not so tense.
Yeah, let's stay with it until it self-adjusts. Notice that you're not doing it, you're not controlling it, you're not in charge. You're just giving it attention, that's all. Just holding it in your attention as it is. And it starts transforming.
Yeah, there's a sense that it now feels more accepted by the rest of the body in a way. And it's yes. I wasn't doing that. I was just watching it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's come back to the previous question and just check in. Is this right here as it is enough?
Like there couldn't be any more, in a way. It's what is. It's whole and complete.
And how does it feel to see this? That it's whole and complete already.
There's a calmness because, well, I'm aware now that, yeah, when I think that there isn't enough in my life or in the situation, when something needs to change or be improved or be different, then that's a thought. That's not necessarily what is and what exists. What exists is always what is, which is enough.
Mm. Yeah.
Mm.
So all this seeking is running away from this that is here into some imagined stories about what is not and how it should be. Or when that happens, that will be enough. Or if that happens, I'll be happy. It's running away from this, that isness that is here right now.
Yes. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It does. That looking for something I don't think I have, or I don't think I am, is a process of creating a kind of a conflict
Mm-hmm.
with what already is. Yeah. Yeah.
So while seeking is turned outwards and it says, this is not enough, give me something else, I want something else. If it turns here, you can see that maybe it's tense, maybe it's uncomfortable. But if you give attention to that energy that shows up, it self transforms. So it's not like the outside has to change for here to be comfortable. It's the inside that needs attention to self transform, to come back to its natural state.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's, yes, yeah. Yeah, it's like there's a process or processes that just naturally happen. That just, yes, come and go. So I am not as in control as I think I am. Yeah.
Okay, and the question here would come, were you ever in control? Was there ever a possibility or ability to control what is?
It seemed like there was. It seemed like I was in control. It seemed like I had choices.
And did you have choices?
I'm just thinking about that. Certainly life didn't go in the way I would have planned it. Not at all. I would never have planned to meet you. It's not something I would have thought of. So if I look back, yeah, there's a lot less that I was in control of than I thought I was. And was I in control of anything ever?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Was I even in control of that last sentence?
And it came out perfectly.
Yeah. And my body just wants to drink my tea. And so I find my hand reaching to do that. And all of this comes with a kind of a strange sense of peace. And I'm still noticing some of the sadness, and I think in a way that's a kind of a sort of an acknowledgement of loss. Maybe there's a loss of something. Okay. Yeah, it's like a kind of a grief in a sense, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like I've lost something, or I'm losing something, or yeah, or potentially losing something, or I'm not. Yeah.
Okay, let's stay with that grief for a little bit. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to feel sadness. It's all very, very welcome. All that arises is very welcome.
Yeah, I feel tender towards this grief. It's kind of like I'm holding it in my arms.
Let's check with the grief. What does this grief energy want the most? Like, what is it here for?
I think to be fully accepted.
Oh. Okay. Can you let it know that you're fully, openly, truthfully, honestly, deeply accepted? And can you honor it and bow to it, and in whichever way it makes sense to you, to show this grief your respect?
Yeah, really, when I do that, I'm really open to feeling it. And there's, I notice there's part of me that wants to push it away, and part of me that wants to allow it to be there.
Aha. Okay, let's look at the part that wants to push it away. Let's recognize it, acknowledge it, and agree with it. Yes, I don't want this grief here.
Mm.
Let's agree with it. I hear its voice.
Mm.
Yeah, it's completely natural to want to feel good and not to want to feel uncomfortable. It's completely natural.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's okay to notice that I don't want this grief.
Mm.
Just being honest, really, with yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
And even though I don't want to feel it, I can allow it to be here. Like it's not bad or wrong or really that uncomfortable for that grief to be here. It's okay. Safe.
Yeah.
Hmm. And how is that grief energy doing?
Yeah, it's really present and kind of radiating out, because it's sort of I think there's an allowing of it. Mm.
Okay, let's stay more with it. Give it your attention.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. I don't know what happened there. You froze, and I was
Oh,
just noticing the grief, and it was kind of moving and shifting. There were pulses.
mhm.
Um,
The
let it go.
connection keeps dropping.
It does. Yes. Yes. Again, it's not my choice. It's not my will.
I think it's mine. I
I
did
knew,
this.
I knew this. Someone had to do this.
I think it's the bird.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's interesting because the connection doesn't usually drop when oh
Maybe
my,
my connection. I changed
oh
my
my,
connection, maybe.
funny. Yeah, really, the computer's really teaching me a lesson. Anyway, wow, gosh, that things just happen in life.
Right. And it's always been like this. That's the thing.
Yes, yes, I can't say it hasn't if I look back.
Okay, let's come back to this grief energy and just see how is it doing? How is this grief energy doing? Is it still here?
It's still here, and it's kind of it's settled a bit. It's like it's been accepted. Um, apart from by the part that wants to reject it. There's another part that accepts it, and so it's settled in.
Okay. And can you look into this energy and ask this question? Say, okay, what were you before you took the form of grief? Show me. What was your previous form?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, my goodness. Maybe the grief is doing it.
Could be.
I asked what the grief was in its previous form, and I just kind of heard the rain and experienced some silence and noticed how kind of everything was previously everything else in some senses. It's like all energy. So before the grief, there was no grief.
Oh. And can you check with this grief energy? Would it like to go back, one step back? Step back into what it was before the form.
Oh my goodness! I just asked my husband there, what's wrong with the Wi-Fi? It's all right now again. It might drop again. Goodness me! He said he's not even using it. And he's building a fire. Doesn't know anything about it. So, yes, it's interesting, isn't it? How it comes and goes.
Yes, especially when you just go in into looking and suddenly the connection ends.
Yes,
Oops.
yeah, it's really.
We talk, it's okay, but you go like, ooh.
Every time we go into the looking, yes, yeah.
And again.
Oh gosh. It just keeps dropping. I don't know if it's worth giving up today. Yeah. I will ask the grief. I'll explore the grief more, I think. Sit with it and talk.
Okay.
Ask it. Ask it if it wants to go back. When I did that just now, it sort of got stronger, if anything.
Okay.
So, like I had the kind of feeling of not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be with it, and the key here is to hold attention with respect.
Hold
attention on the energy, that whatever is arising here, on that energy with respect.
With respect for the energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Because usually it's, I don't want this, like, get me out of here. Let's do something else not to feel it. But if you can hold it in your attention with kindness and allowing and respect, That's all it needs to self-transform.
Okay. I will do that. I will do that. Yeah. I'll acknowledge the part that that doesn't want it there, but I'll also respect. I'll respect the grief and just hold it and notice it and be with it, and and I'll let you know what happens.
Sure.
It feels like a really big energy at the moment, and it's just it just arose in the session as I was really noticing how there's nothing, how I'm not in control. So it's a kind of it feels important.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're so very welcome.
Thank you. And see you the next time. And I hope the Wi-Fi is better the next time, although it's such a teacher. The Wi-Fi dropping is such a teacher for me every time.
Well, Sarah's connection kept dropping today, and we could not really finish this conversation as intended. Again, there's no control over that. And we will continue in the next episode. And if you need help, please come to Liberation Unleashed Forum. You can get a free guide there, and it will help you with the questions that you can answer for yourself by yourself until everything is clear. And if you feel you need my help, I'm here. Just email me and we can set up some sessions. Till next time, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like and comment, because that helps for this channel to grow and be more visible. I appreciate that. Bye for now.